Have you ever been surrounded by people and still felt completely alone? Not physically alone, not isolated. You're there, you're part of the conversation, you're listening, you're responding. But inside, something feels empty, like there's a distance between you and everyone else that you can't explain. And at some point, you start asking yourself, why do I feel like this? What if I told you this feeling isn't random, and it's not because something is wrong with you? Stay with me, because this might explain something you've felt for a long time, but never fully understood. Let's start with something most people never admit. 1. You don't connect on the surface. Most people build connections through simple things: shared jokes, small talk, casual conversations. But your brain doesn't stop there. You're not just looking for interaction, you're looking for understanding. And when you don't find it, something feels missing. 2. You feel unheard, even when people listen. You can explain something clearly, directly, and still feel like they didn't really understand what you meant. They respond, but it's not on the same level, and that creates a quiet gap. 3. You think deeper than the conversation allows. While others stay in the moment, your brain goes further: meaning, intention, patterns. And because of that, conversations often feel limited to you. 4. You hold back what you really think, not because you have nothing to say, but because you already know it won't be understood the way you see it. So instead, you simplify yourself. 5. You notice how different people are depending on the situation, how they change, how they adapt, how they present themselves. And instead of feeling connected, you start feeling like everything is a performance. 6. You crave real conversations, but rarely find them. Something honest, unfiltered, deep. But most interactions never reach that level, and over time, that becomes exhausting. 7. You feel like you're there, but not fully. You participate, you respond, you engage. But internally, you're slightly disconnected, observing more than experiencing. 8. You understand people, but don't feel understood. You can read them, predict them, see what they're feeling, but when it comes to you, it feels like no one sees the same depth. 9. You get tired of explaining yourself, trying to put complex thoughts into simple words, just so others can understand. And eventually, you stop trying. And now, number 10, the real reason you feel alone, even around people. You experience connection differently. Most people connect through presence. You connect through depth, through understanding, through meaning, through awareness. And when that's missing, you feel it immediately, even if everything looks normal from the outside. But here's the part most people will never understand. This isn't loneliness, it's misalignment. Because you're not alone. You're just not surrounded by people who think like you. And that changes everything. Because the more aware you become, the harder it is to feel connected to surface level interactions. But here's the truth: there's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to lower your depth. You don't need to become simpler. You need to find people who meet you where you are. Because the same mind that makes you feel alone is the same mind that can build real connections, understand people deeply, and create meaningful relationships. You're not disconnected, you're selective. And once you accept that, you stop forcing connection where it doesn't exist and start recognizing it when it does. So if you've ever felt alone, even in a room full of people, maybe you're not the problem. Maybe you just haven't found people who see the world the way you do. And once you understand that, that feeling starts to make sense. If this felt too real, you already know why.